Hi, this is Tony Retrosi, and this is my lecture using your strap bar to specifically develop high level uneven bars and bar routines. The first part of this lecture will be more philosophical. The middle part is what is done in other places, in other countries, and what my recommendations are. The end is my recommendations for you to do in your program, specifically here in the United States. I am the chairman of the U.S. Elite Coaches Association for Women's Gymnastics. This is an educational organization of which I encourage all of you to join. I'm also the creative leader of Gym Momentum. This lecture is for the Gym Momentum website. It's up there for free because I want you to share it. That's what education is about. Many years ago, I was given an award as Educator of the Year, and I've always found that to be a great educator, you must be a great student. And I encourage all of you to continue to grow as coaches, to continue learning and share your knowledge. Um, Please email me any questions. You can contact me. Here is my email address. If I do a decent job at any lecture, you're going to have as many questions as you have answers. So please feel free to contact me. Here's more contact information. Here's the Gym Momentum website. You're obviously already there. The website for the Elite Coaches Association, and I threw my gym up on there too. What is your plan? When I began coaching, I was fortunate enough to get some great advice from Frank DiFrancesco and some other coaches. What I learned early on was that good bars was about combinations and then combining those combinations. Too many people, I think, focus just on single skills and it shows. So you need to decide like where you want the gymnasts to be when and think about what age group you want them having certain skills and combinations. Then again, combining those combinations into other skills, into something creative. So, why do I use strap bar? Now, a simple truth underpins all great bar routines. All bar skills start with a circle. If you want to have great gymnasts on bars, they must first become masters of circles, both forward and backwards. On strap bar, they'll have less fear of flying off, and they're learning how to swing, and they can have almost infinite repetition of skills, both round the bar as well as in bar skills like Stalders. I am cautious about pushing kids in too young because of developing wrists and it can pinch their wrists. So you do have to be careful of that. Now, there are some certain things you can't teach on strap bar. Obviously, pirouettes, release moves, and dismounts. But you can teach them how to tap and when to tap and shift their weight. For example, on a pirouette, if you're working a blind change, they can do a giant swing, tap and turn their toes in the direction of their twist as they post out or push on one individual hand. So they know how to do that. You can teach them the timing of the release move as well as the timing of the tap for a dismount. Now, those of you that know me know that I have simple rules. I like to have very black and white rules on all events. So my simple rules on bars is that you need to have a minimum amount of skills before you can come down. I'll take that one step further. If you have 10 skills in a bar routine, I really try not to let the gymnasts chalk back up until they've done 10 skills because I want to prepare them for their to do a routine. And if they're only used to doing two or three skills and then dropping down, chalking up again, I'm not preparing them for gymnastics. Um, so they also need to be able to swing both front and backwards in bar skills, and they need to be able to do more than one kind, especially with FIG rules. You can't go back to that same base. You can't do everything from a stalder. You have to show stalder, clear hip, toe hand. And you need to start and finish. For example, routine is not just going to start from just swinging until they can swing around the bar. They're going to do a high start. They're going to do an uprise. They may kip. And they're going to finish it with a tap for a dismount. Now, what I've seen that in nearly every gym in all of North America, everybody has at least one strap bar. But I feel that in most programs, it is dreadfully underutilized. It's used in the learning phase of the skill. They're going to get a kid up there and they're going to swing and they're going to teach them how to giant. But then once they giant, they never really go back to it. They never go back to that root. So if you contrast that to what is done in most of Europe, and certainly Italy, where I've been coaching, not only is the strap bar used daily at all levels, I'm talking developmental level through international elite level, it is judged at competitions at the developmental level. That's a story for another day. But the strap bar routine is judged at competitions throughout the year. So developing high level bars is like mapping a journey. You have to know your destination and then plot backwards to where you are now. So every gymnast has certain needs, and this is what I like them to have. I want them to have a single rail routine, and for us that's done over the pit. I want them to have a strap bar routine. They should have a training routine. This is next year's routine. It may require me spotting a little bit more. For instance, for example, like with a level 9, maybe they're doing their pack by itself, but in their training routine, I'm spotting a Jaeger and they're doing their pack by themselves after that. And then obviously competition routine. Now, I'm asking these, for the most part, get done every single day. Obviously, when we get into the championship part of our season, whether we're training for world championships or level 10 is training for states, regionals, nationals, we kind of back away from the training routine and just focus on the competition routine. But for the most part, the other routines are done often. You can come up with your own routine. Have some requirements. You have requirements of your routine. For your single rail routine, don't overthink the single rail routine. Just steal it from the men's compulsory program. That's what I did. You didn't need to be don't need to spend too much time thinking about that. Somebody smarter already did. My workout is this is strap bar in particular, but some of it carries over onto regular bars. They need to do 5 of every circle on low bar or on the high strap bar. They need to do 2 half routines on the high strap bar, and that's divided into their frontward skills and their backward skills, and then they need to do 2 full routines. At the gym in Italy, our strap bar sits next to our trampoline. We do trampoline every day as one of our rotations, so trampoline and strap bar is one event. They just rotate out. And when you'll see some of the videos of the kids in Italy, you'll see how we use it. So here's just some low strap bar elements. I'll let this video just play out as they go. Just doing some basic skills, some basic swinging, front and back. So even your most developmental kids can at least do this kind of stuff. Just swinging around the bar. And here's the gym in Italy. You can see that there's 2 girls there. One girl's going, the other girl's ready. So they're always moving. This is their low strap bar. The high strap bar sits right next to the trampoline, and you'll see that in a different video. These are just all our low strap bar skills, frontwards and backwards. Varying degrees of swing. I would love to tell you every one of these gymnasts is super, super talented, but the reality is, I would say they're above average, but their swinging on bars comes down to their training. That because they have to do it, they understand how to do it. So I'm not really focusing on the technique in this lecture. Maybe USA Gymnastics will have me come back and do a specific technical lecture. This is more of a planning lecture. This is the philosophical end of it. Certainly some kids swing better than others, but on strap bar, they all get their turn and they do 5 of every circle. This gymnast, Kiara, she came to us relatively late from another gym, so she's just kind of catching up, but she's starting to swing pretty nice now. That's just air track wedge mat kind of thing that we put back there. You can use the tumble track trampoline as well, the vault trainer. I use that here in the States. Here's backward circles on high bar, on the high strap bar, and you can see the trampoline right there. So I'm able to position myself where I can watch trampoline and strap bar together. So here are all their backward circles. This is a half. She's basically doing a half routine. And start and finish. And forward circles. You can kind of hear me in the background telling her to keep her elbows tight. So our strap bar routine, what we're asking them to do is to do 3 front giants, 3 back giants, clear hip, toe handstand front and back, Stalder's front and back, and in bar, legs together, Stalder front and back. It's at the highest level. I'm not asking them to do a Weiler, which is like a clear front hip circle to handstand. And that's basically because when you look, I can concentrate on all the other swings, all the other circles, and have a better way to use that in routines. The Weiler, if we get anybody to do it, they're really just kind of doing Weiler half into Maloney, so into another in-bar scale. So I don't, it's just not part of our routine. So here's the full routine, and then you'll see some part routines. They can do this in any order. And that allows them that if they mess up, they have to keep going, they have to finish. And then she'll tap for her front giant. This is an older routine. She doesn't do the tap to the fly away like that. She just doesn't do it right. So this is a longer video. You'll see variations of different routines. So I'm just going to let this one play out. You'll see different girls doing different routines. In the gym, they're judged on what they do. I give them a hard time if they don't do a good job with it. This is a slightly older gymnast. She would be comparative to like a level 9.5 here. Missing some elements, but a pretty good level 9. When they're no longer required to compete the routine, at certain levels in Italy, they're no longer required to compete the routine. I do give them, I do make their routine more specific to the skills that they're currently competing and skills that I want them to be able to have in the future. I maybe forgot, actually isn't a routine one. Here's a younger girl. You can see, get more in the learning stages of this. I think she's 8 years old. Certainly some angle problems, but swing front and back. I have to tell you, it doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. And the girls seem to enjoy strap bar. It's a good little break for them. Let's face it, if you're doing strap bar every day, you're not going to get worse at bars. So you can see that she missed, but was able to find a way out. And I think this is the full routine again. She's a good little bar worker. She definitely swings well, enjoys bars. Not really a problem kid at all. So I'm obviously videoing some of the better kids so you can see what their routine should look like. And here is a routine being competed. She's at a competition. Now the big question people want to ask is, does it transition? So this video I'm going to show you some pretty average gymnasts really making some good circles. This is her first time making all 3 circles. I was pretty happy for her. Watch this gymnast swing her giants. That's the kind of giant you want.
Okay, basta.
And here she is over the pet.
Dai Naomi.
And this is her first double layup. But it's really all because it starts from that circle. You have a kid that can do all circles, all 3 of the circles. You have somebody that you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with their routine, coming together with a bunch of new different skills and starting to be creative with it. And a taller athlete, a little older, but still does drop bar every day. Nice combination. And as their hand gets a little bigger and they can start doing some frontward skills around the bar, an endo, beautiful skill. I think I have a video of a different gymnast going endo to Jaeger. This gymnast, Nimue, she's taller than me, and not, I would say, necessarily a gifted athlete, but she understands her circles, so it's a lot of fun. And of course, she balks on her bail. And this is Gubbio Emma. Beautiful swing. Pretty average gymnast, but because she knows how to circle, she's got some pretty creative things in there. So she would be a pretty solid level 10 in the US. The system is different in Italy. And the floor. And we're just working on Maloney half. I'm just holding the pool noodle to give her something. And here's somebody who already has a Maloney half. And so we're trying to do it with a full, just playing. Level 3. Now we're into my suggestions for if I were doing more time in the USA, what I would do with bringing things into to USA levels. So for level 3, I'd really just like them to be able to do back and front tap swings, front and back toe circle around the bar, jump back hip circle, off of a block, off of a mini tramp, encouraging them to do it with a straight body. And so here's just some basic swings. You see the coach there just telling her to whip in the bottom. Just want that swing to come up, just bar height. And this is the same young lady where we're just doing some koans. Just learning how to get around the bar. Doesn't make it, jumps back off to the block, and we'll do the same thing. Try to start to feel the feet come off, feel the press down on the bar. Now in Switzerland, where I coach for a bit, they have it all broken down by age. So I just put the ages, I just use the Swiss program with the ages. So you can kind of compare it to, like, your 8-year-old is going to be like your level 3, level 4. So this is what their level, this is their 8-year-old, what their routine is. And these are competed in Switzerland. So recovery swing, so that's just basically your a big swing like you're going to do a back uprise. Swing back and front 5 times and tap as if you were doing a flyaway, and then a straight arm kip. That's the routine that they get judged on. And if I were in charge, if anybody asked me, this would be what I would ask like level 3s and level 4s to start to do in the gym. Level 3s definitely, maybe level 4s should do a little harder. So your level 4s, what I think you should do is start doing larger tap swings, not necessarily encouraging a gymnast to giant because I want to focus on good swing, but I'm not going to discourage it either. And I want them jump toe on toe off, and then jump to small clear hip. Really looking for a good straight body. I don't want to rush. Don't rush on strap bar. It should be something that they enjoy. And pike and straddle basket swings under the bar. They're just looking for a straight body. I see really good straight arms here. And so those were the skills. Now this is what I think the level 4 routine should do. All right, so I would want them to do 3 front and back tap swings, a back uprise to straight body back hip circle. Now, just straight body back hip circle. If it's a clear hip circle, I'm happy, but I'm really looking for just straight arms and straight body. Then I'd like 2 tap swings to a toe circle around the bar jump off. So swing up, swing back, swing up, swing back, toes on and swing around the bar, and then a tap swing for a flyaway. So there are your level 4s. With level 5s, jump, clear hip, handstand in a row. So clear hip, jump, clear hip, in a row. So clear hip, clear hip, clear hip. Jump, toe circle to 3/4 handstand. So in a row, toe circle, go back to the block, jump, toe circle, back to the block, or your mini tramp, whatever you're using. Stalder basket swings, both in straddle and pike. And then they should start doing some Stalder circles. Tap swing, front and back. They should be able to do tap swings to a giant, both frontwards and backwards. And this is level 5. And toe circle to pike Stalder. So toe on around the bar to pike Stalder. So just in bar, she's doing in bar Stalder, just around the bar jump off. And then here's just your basket swing. They don't have to go around forwards, but I really just like the basket swing showing compression at the bottom. Swing up, straddle on. Okay. And then for her,
Now feet off the bar.
Would be the swing to the Stalder. I just had to teach it to her that day. I just needed the video. So your 9-year-olds in the Swiss program, so that high start, so this is their routine. That's your great big back uprise. So they go almost to handstand. They do 2 back giants in a row, 2 front giants in a row, clear hip with no height requirement. So just clear hip, toe circle, toe on, toe off, no height requirement, tap swing to fly away and a kip. These can be done in any order. So that's for the 9-year-olds in Switzerland. So this is what I'd like to see a level 5 routine for a level 5 to do in the US. Tap swing to high start, 3 back giants, 3 front giants in any order, clear hip handstand, toe on, toe off to 3/4 handstand, tap swing for a flyaway. All right, that's the routine I'd like to see a level 5 for. Level 6s. These are their skills. Jump, clear hip, handstand in a row. So it's jump, clear hip, hand, clear hip, hand, clear hip, hand. Jump, toe on handstand in a row. Jump, toe, hand, toe, hand, toe, hand. Jump to straddle Stalder 3/4. Jump to stoopin Stalder. Continuing with that, jump, front toe circle. Jump, front Stalder, your endo. Tap swing to toe on and Stalder, and accelerating front and back giants. Ideally, she's going to jump and do these in a row, not rest in between. I remember that day because the inflatable wedge mat broke that day. So level 6s, this is what I think the level 6 routine should be. Tap swing to high start, toe on or Stalder circle, 2 or 3 front giants, clear hip handstand, 2 or 3 back giants, tap swing for a flyaway. Again, they can do it in any order. I like that order. I have them start in that order. It just kind of makes sense for continuity of routines. But the girls know that if they miss, they keep going. They can make it up as they go along. I will stop them if it gets to be too much of a mess. Your level 7, 8 skills: jump, clear hip handstand, jump, toe handstand, jump, stalder, and pike stalder, three-quarter stalder, a couple times. I'd rather have her be more short of handstand with straighter arms. Okay, so that one that she didn't make it to handstand, but her arms were straight going forwards. I like that better. Continuing with their skills: jump, front toe handstand, jump, front stalder circle, swing to front stalder, giants turn your feet for pirouettes. In Switzerland, a program for 10-year-olds, their routine is high start, 3 back giants, 3 front giants, clear hip handstand, toe circle backwards above horizontal, stalder circle backwards above horizontal, pike stalder backwards above horizontal. Continuing to toe circle forwards to horizontal or above, stalder endo forward to horizontal or above, in pike stalder forward to horizontal or above, tap to fly away in a kip. Remember, the routine can be done in any order. Anytime they do any of the in-bar skills, do 2 of any in-bar skill front and back, they get 3/10 bonus added. So just how it's judged. Your level 7, 8 routine, this is what I would encourage you to do with your level 7s and 8s, their routine: high start, so that's that big back uprise, toe handstand or stalder or toe hand, front giants, 2 or 3 in a row, front toe handstand, clear hip circle, back giants turn their toes like for a pirouette, another back giant to gain speed, tap to fly away. So you can see what they're learning is they're swinging up for back uprise, toe handstand stalder, they're doing front giants, which they need before they can ever Jaeger. You need that frontward skill, front toe handstand. Then they're going to go clear hip, giant for a pirouette, another giant, and then tap for a flyaway, and finish with their kip. In Switzerland, their 11-year-old routine, so that back uprise, 2 back giants, 2 front giants, 2 clear hip handstands in a row, 2 toe handstands in a row, 2 stalder handstands in a row, 2 inward pike stalders in a row. Okay, those don't necessarily have to go to handstand. Toe on handstand forwards, stalder forward to handstand in the straddle. Okay, inward pike stalder forwards 2 times in a row, tap to fly away. Again, the routine can be done in any order. Do any 2 in-bar skills, front and back. Bonus of 3/10 to any 3rd or 4th in-bar skill if they're being really creative. Here goes back to one of the first slides I showed, and this is that level 9, 10 routine. These are, as they are following up, they should be doing 3 front giants, 3 back giants, 1 each clear hip, toe hand, stalder, in-bar stalder. They're doing everything front and back. Okay, and then tap to fly away. And here's Emma's routine. Nina, little Emma. In-bar stalder, 2 in a row gets her a 10th bonus. Toe handstand, 2 in a row gets her a 10th bonus. Now she's going in-bar front, stalder, so there's another 10th bonus. In-bar toe hand, another 10th bonus. Finishes the front giants for speed. And now her back giants, and she finishes with a kip. Thank you very much. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Please go back to the beginning of this to look at my email address if you have any questions.